We're here with Maxwell Bigman. He is at campus doing all sorts of interesting work. Max, welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me, Alex. Always wanted to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what you've been doing. You just joined campus recently, really hot EdTech company just acquired Sizzle AI. Tell us what you're working on.
Yeah, so before campus, I was finishing my PhD at Stanford, where I studied learning sciences and tried to incorporate that to AI. So now I'm translating a lot of those insights into campus, which is an online community college, and we've acquired Sizzle, which is an AI platform for learning anything. And so we're fusing those two things together to create a personalized but also social learning experience for our students, and hoping it's going to improve learning outcomes.
And we were on a panel earlier today with Padlak Mittal from his head of AI at campus. He talked about using AI for all kinds of operational lifts to help students learn, to help them stay enrolled, to help them solve problems, mental health. I'm curious how you're thinking about AI to support student outcomes.
Yeah, Padlak's doing really great work, and so that's a lot about being a university and streamlining admissions and onboarding and getting students to classes. And so then I'm thinking more of like, okay, when they get to classes, how do we make sure this experience is as rich as possible? These are students who are non-traditional learners, the community college students, over 90% Pell Grants, and so haven't had the best relationship to school necessarily. And we're trying to figure out what are the supports that will help them stay organized if they miss a class, if they fall behind. Can we give them a lecture recap? Can we give them 10 practice questions that will really make sure they're grasping the material and more actively engaging with it rather than just passively consuming it?
And we're here at a moment when traditional higher ed is sort of at a little bit of a crossroads, right? Figuring out how to support student needs, how to support a complicated funding and political environment. From campus, how do you think about this moment in time and where campus can sort of jump in and really support a certain set of students in reaching their life goals?
Yeah, I mean, the promise of campus is 2 years debt-free, transfer to a 4-year degree if that's what you want, go and find a job, go to a boot camp, whatever the right thing is for you. Really trying to be that first step on the path to more equal opportunity for students. I think that the model campus is creating is one that I hope more startups and startup universities will kind of try to move into. Playing around with modality and how to get more accredited courses into students' hands that are validated to work for different populations with different goals that the four-year university is not necessarily providing right now, as we're seeing in the enrollment declines in the school closures.
Yeah. And one of the challenges for alternative university models in the past has been the staffing, has been bringing all of the coaches that are needed. I think of the mega universities, they do really high one-to-one coaching where every student has a mentor and a tutor and a coach and people to really help them make it through the college experience. How is campus thinking about that? Is it going to be a giant, do students have coaches? Are you using AI to supplement that support?
Yeah, so every student has a success coach. It's about 75 students per success coach right now. We think we can expand that with AI. Ty describes it as kind of your auntie who holds you to a very high standard, but is there for you when you really need them. And so it's a very human-centric version of the university experience, and then augmented with these AI learning tools, but keeping the humans very central to it.
Yeah, makes sense. And so we're here during EdTech Week in 2025. When you zoom out and sort of think about the EdTech space as a whole, I know you've had multiple jobs in it. You just finished a PhD in education technology. What is sort of the top of mind issues for you that you feel like the EdTech world is really grappling with right here at the end of 2025?
Yeah, the thing that I've been thinking about the most, and I wrote a dissertation about this, so I'm biased, is a lot of the AI solutions right now are what I call kind of single-player mode. So that's teacher efficiency, an AI tutor, AI agents. They're all one person interacting with one AI. I'm very interested in what I call multiplayer AI, where you're trying to move into situations where you have multiple students with an AI facilitator, an AI coach. Maybe you can have multiple learners and multiple AIs that can really help the social dynamics and keeping learning tailored to what a student needs, but not so personalized that it's isolating, but personalized so it's meeting what that student actually needs at that time. So multiplayer over single player is my big push of where I hope EdTech is going. And maybe not over, just in addition to. I just see more emphasis on it.
it's a use case that I'm also really excited about. And we've seen some early players in the space. We've seen Oko Labs and Breakout Learning does facilitation at a higher ed level, human-to-human AI. There's been a number of people starting to try to crack this problem, but we haven't seen much movement from some of the biggest players in AI. There's no group tutoring from a frontier model. There's no group tutoring from any of the big tutoring companies that have created AI. They're not really thinking about that. Or breakout room facilitation. It's like, it's starting to happen, but I'm curious if you could send a message to the AI community about multiplayer AI and where they should go. Like, should they be jumping on it now? Is it too early? Is it just the right time? Well, how should they think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a big fan of these early adopters. I spent a while working with Ogo, so I definitely think what they're doing is really interesting in facilitating math instruction in classrooms. What I think is if you have, I think the online modality of learning and having students collaborating is a lot easier than the in-person one because it has unique affordances. So this idea that comes from research of beyond being there, of what can technology uniquely do that you couldn't do if you're in person. And so I would push universities that have, yeah.
All right, just pick up from the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah, I would push universities that have online platforms to really think about how an AI might fit into the online learning environment, because that is where I think these affordances will really shine, where you can have an individual AI coaching each student while there's an AI facilitating them in a way that no teacher could realistically be in 10 breakout rooms at once. So I think that will be the kind of first mover space, and then I'm hopeful it'll trickle down into hopefully some hardware innovations in the K-12 space. I think that will be a major unlock.
Yeah. This is Maxwell Bigman. He is formerly a Brilliant, now at Campus. Thanks so much for being here with us on EdTech Insiders.
Thanks for having me, Alex.